How do you? We do good, Casey. So we have 5 specific tips like to try to help you to rank better. So what would be the first one to rank first on Google?
My very first tip is going to be verify your business with Google. There's a lot of businesses out there that Google has a page for them, but they don't verify it. And so what verification does for your company, you can list your times that you're open, your street address, your phone number, everything about your business, customize your description. And it also starts placing you higher in the maps results. And with more and more searches going to phones, maps is the #1 section in the search results for mobile phones. So if you're a local business, that's going to be the best focus for you, is verify your local business with Google on Google My Business, and then start entering in any and all information you can about your company to help visitors, new customers learn about your business and know when you're open and what you do.
Is this the Places page or whatever it's called?
Yes, it used to be, I'm trying to remember what it used to be called, Google My Places or something like that, but they've changed it to Google My Business. So it is a new URL. If you did it while it was under Places, you're already verified. You don't have to do anything new, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, so, okay. Hey, what's up? How are you doing this morning? It's good to have you on. And yeah, definitely, if you guys have questions or comments, put them in the comments. So that's the first tip right there, is to be able to rank high on Google is to verify your business with Google.
Yes, absolutely.
And is that what's the domain for that? Is it, or you just put my?
Don't go to googlemybusiness.com.
Yeah.
As we pulled it up, it's not the right website. I would just Google My Business, and it will be the first result, real quick and simple. Google knows everything, basically.
It's very true.
Yeah, it is very true.
Okay, awesome. So that's tip number 1. What's tip number 2?
Tip number 2, yesterday we touched up on analytics. Make sure you set up analytics on your website, and then you continue to monitor your traffic. There's been a lot. Oh, how do you get high ranking on Google Maps list? Great question. My name is this. There's many different philosophies, but what I have experienced with my clients, and we've seen success, go out, it's actually my number 3 tip, go out and find business directories that are free to list your business in. The more you get your business listed in things like Yelp, Foursquare, City Search, Yellow Pages, White Pages, any websites like those, it just solidifies with Google your information. And so when local people are searching, the Google knows more about you, and they will be more likely to rank you higher in a local maps result or a local search result, because they know you are a local business for all of these services that you provide.
Yeah, so I guess Yellow Pages is something you do have to verify.
Yes.
So I mean, that's what would make it good with Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I don't trust ads anymore, like Google ads.
Me neither. I'm with this guy. I don't trust ads.
So yeah, so hey, get strange customers from that.
Yes, very. Yeah, I could see it. I really could.
Okay, so number 1, verify your business with Google. Number 2, set up analytics.
Let me touch on because we kind of jumped from 2 to 3 right there. Number 2, watch your analytics. There's a lot of traffic. They seem to be working for competitors. You may be onto something. That may be what is going on. My name is this. But in analytics, you want to watch it. You can look at overall traffic, but you really want to start diving into, it'll separate social traffic from direct traffic, where people are just typing your website in directly. See how you're doing in organics, how many customers you're coming from organic. And then there's this other section called referral, and that's where if your business or website has a link on any website and someone clicks on it, that counts as a referral. Lately, with a number of my clients, we're starting to see a lot of the same spammy URLs and bots that are inflating our traffic, but they're not actual, verified customers or qualified traffic that we want. So you want to segment those out so that you're not seeing those in your results. Another very good tip I have for analytics: go to your what is it called? Your page flow. so you can see where people are coming and what pages they are navigating to before they drop off. And if you see one page that is having the vast majority of people dropping off it, take a look at that page, see what you can do to, you know, clean it up, make it easier for people to use, make it easier to understand or just engage with in general, so that people are more likely to convert on your website, and you will get more visitors and referrals because of that.
Jay LeBron, what's up? Do you know Shay Carl?
I do not know Shay Carl, unfortunately.
Yeah, so analytics really just gives you like a good perspective on like everything that's going on.
Yes, yes.
And so like and with those strategies, like you can see where I am. Hey DWKC, welcome on. Okay, so yeah, the 3 tips that we've had so far is verify your business with Google, set up an analytics because it's worth it, find free directories online to put your business into from organic listings. Even I get no leads, Google push me up to the first page on number 1. Good keyword set.
I would look at, if that's really what's going on, I would take a look at your keywords that you're ranking for, and really see if that's what people are going to search if they're trying to buy your product. Because if you're getting ranked number 1 but no converting traffic because of it, you may be ranking for the wrong type of keyword that people are searching it for. It's true. They may think that you're number 1 for that keyword, and if you are not, I mean, then, you know, it's time to start strategizing around a different keyword phrase. You know, even if you just have to add 1 word at the end of that to make it more qualified traffic, that will help tremendously.
Hey Joel, what's up? Yeah, and we'd love to hear your comments on this as well. First page, but not first listing. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. So they're starting to think that you are doing something well for that keyword. So any traffic is good traffic, in my opinion. If they're not converting, as long as they're not a bot or a computer of some sort, that's good traffic to get to your website, because any traffic going to your website is naturally going to help you start ranking higher once Google sees people are going to your website a lot more. That's just a kind of given secret of the trade, I feel like.
So would you separate that too? So like you have good traffic, and then like there's better and best, obviously, like the people that convert on a higher level or something like that.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Jay LeBron. We are talking about the same Shay Carl. I noticed my website Spire hitting every 1 to 2 days. My website.
Yeah, that's natural. Google, they're constantly. Yeah, the answer is money. Yep, truth. But Google, they like to know everything about every website. So I get a customer who every day I get hit by the Google crawl bot, and it is good because it keeps a very up-to-date report or record of your website, so they know everything about your website. So I would take that as a plus if the spider bot is hitting you every day.
Yeah, Will Scott, what's up? 00. So we're moving on to step number 4 now. At keywords and key phrases, yes. Is Yahoo a waste of time now? Bing.
They're not waste of time. A lot of what they have implemented recently, both Yahoo and Bing, they've started copying the Google model. So as long as you take these tips that I'm talking about for Google, you will naturally start to see results in Yahoo and Bing. I wouldn't necessarily focus on them because Google's search impression share is like 80% or 75% of all searches go through Google. So that's where you're going to want to focus, and then the others will just come, you know, along with optimizing for Google.
Awesome. So number 4.
Google also gives weight to social messages. That is true, Joel. They do give weight to social messages. It's starting to drop in terms of how much they're weighing it, because Google has started to realize that people can pad their social, numbers or metrics. So they're starting to weigh it a little bit less, and site engagement is actually rising as that drops. They're kind of switching places. So you want to get people on your website that are staying for a while, and they're not just leaving, immediately after they come. And that will help you in the search results page on your quest to become number 1. Number 4, though. Let me get to the tip number 4. When you're making a web page or a blog or some kind of content on your website, only focus it around 1 to 2 keywords. I see a lot of people that are trying to throw in, 3, 4 keywords on this one page, and that is really detrimental to you, because those keywords, they start fighting for position, and Google doesn't know which keyword is the most important to you, or it best fits this page when you start listing 3 or 4 or even more keywords. So keep it to 1 or 2 if possible, and try and use them in any natural sense ever. If you could use that keyword phrase in content, use it. But don't try and stuff it in so it sounds, super awkward when I say, Netmark's the best Netmark online internet marketing. Yeah, just, it sounds weird when you do that.
Hi, Black Polo. Sorry we don't have Zach on again. I know that's disappointing to you, but anyway.
I'll replace Zach. I'm better than him anyways.
I don't know. She always comes on asking for Zach. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah. You're over it. Oh, okay. Okay. I know, just when your name came on, that's like the first thing that goes through my mind.
Like, oh, she's gonna.
Hey, DW Casey, he likes the new guy, so.
Thanks, DW Casey.
Yeah, and we have a rotating cast on here, so.
Right, this is my first time, but hopefully I can become a weekly feature.
Yeah. So yeah, planning
Tip
it.
Number 5.
You have a question, Black Polo. Let's hear your question.
Yeah. What is it?
I'd like to hear it. And that's a really good tip, I think, too, is like really focusing in on like the main substance of the page, so then Google can really clearly find it.
And a keyword, it can be 1, 2, it could be a long 3-word keyword, but as long as you use those 3 words as one entity, that's awesome. They can be multiple words as a keyword. It's not just a single word. You could use a phrase if you would like to, but just focus only on that. Don't try and stuff in these other, minute keywords that don't really apply.
So it'd be like, are you a fan of long tail keywords then, I guess, like to try to get like specific traffic to your site, or versus?
Black Polo, we've got to answer this. When I set up ads for my Google display, my ads are posted on useless websites. That is true. I have noticed that that's one of my big issues with the display network. They don't really give you too many options to choose where you're showing. They limit you on what websites you don't show for. So I think there's like a limit of 5 websites you can choose not to show up on.
Also the hashtag champion. Well, we were trying to make a reference between ranking number 1 and being a champion, so we put that on there. Who's the winner in here?
Hopefully you.
Yeah.
If you follow my tips, I'm sure you will be the winner.
And David knows what's going on too. David's really good. No hopes, no hopes. But yeah, so we've been. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, so we've been going over, David, what tips. So yeah, we've been doing 5 tips today of just like how to rank in number 1 on Google, and kind of like a broad overview. Gotta know, not hope.
Gotta know, not hope.
Oh.
Okay.
That is a good point.
True.
So yeah, for the people that just joined us on here, I'm gonna review the first 4 tips that we've had. Then we can go into some kind of discussion. Say no to displaying on Google partner sites. Black Polo, miss the tips. Yeah. So number 1 is verify your business with Google, and number 2 is to set up analytics, because it's worth it, and like you can really track a lot of the things through that. Number 3 is find free directory sites to put your links on, so Yellow Pages, City Search, etc., Yelp. And then number 4 is to plan your pages focused on just a couple keywords that will really bring in the most significant traffic. Then what should I be doing?
What, could you be more specific, Black Polo?
Are you talking about display ads?
Or are you still talking about display ads? Yeah.
Hope is like wishing, to know is to believe unequivocally.
That is deep.
It's very deep.
It is very deep, my man.
Hope is wishing.
But yes, I would listen to that tip. Whoever just posted that, I'm sorry I didn't catch the handle. Only do Google Display Networks. Ignore their search partners. You don't really care about it. I mean, I don't ever use them. Yes, my name is this, with the conehead Samuel L. Jackson picture. I love it.
So what's the difference between their partners and their search network?
Their search network, that's all websites that are, Google partners. They've, verified that they're good, qualified websites to be hosting display networks. Their search partners, there's a lot of affiliate websites out there that they work with that are also have display ads, but they're less, I don't want to say qualified, but they're less predominant websites. They're kind of these smaller niche websites, and I found that it's just not worth it to spend time on those, because I get more qualified customers and buying customers when I ignore search partners.
TT Apps, what's up? Who click themselves to make money? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of rumors of that going up around nowadays, and Google also. That is a great theory, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on it because I do have an opinion, but it's gonna be unpopular.
Okay, so tip number 5. What do you think? What do you think?
Tip number 5. While we're on the topic of display network, it fits in perfectly. If your budget allows it. One guy clicked me 6 times and.
Number 1. See, she got a champion reference.
See, Amanda gets it.
Yeah, Amanda.
My last tip number 5. If your budget allows it, do Google paid search or any type of paid advertising. If it's on Bing, I still see success on Bing, or AdWords as well. I told him I would slit his throat for one more click.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, David, I got that.
That is very intense. I would not recommend that tip. That you put in the chat.
Physical threats to people for clicking.
I mean, it could work, but it's not the best policy.
Yeah. So, did you already say that? If budget will allow?
Yeah, if budget allows it, please do paid advertising. You can get super refined in AdWords. You can see what, literally times of days. Did I say yes to AdWords? Yes. Yeah, if your budget allows it, I've seen a lot of correlation of people who have AdWords and their organic following versus just a regular organic. It crawls at a slower pace up. Google says that they don't weigh paid advertising in natural organic searches, but they're just full of bull crap, in my opinion, because I've seen it firsthand, and everyone around here in my section, we've all seen it. So
here's my 2 cents. Not that you want to hear it. Oh, we want to hear it, Amanda. Always. You're gonna make it to the top of the page, but what are the chances people are actually interested in it? Retention.
Exactly. That is a great point. That's where Amanda brings up this point. That's where long-tailed keywords are gonna bring you qualified traffic. Like she said, you could get customers that are clicking on it, but they're not interested.
So, and for the people that aren't familiar with long-tail keywords,
yes,
you want to give us a succinct definition of that?
Long-tail keyword, it's a keyword that has, I want to say, 3 or more other words into it. So like, best used car salesman would be a long-tail keyword, but it's still one keyword. But then you could do best used Ford salesman, and then have, you can refine it out from there. But longer tail keywords usually bring in more qualifying.
If a company is strictly PPC, I don't see how, or don't get how they're successful. I've heard Google Shopping works.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna answer Amanda first. Yeah, the top one first. PPC, yeah, you could, because you do have to do constant organic, natural SEO things to make PPC the most successful. We have a few clients here that they're just doing PPC. That's the only marketing they're doing, and we're seeing success from it.
So I'm curious if what she's getting at there too is like just trying to like push your product or something, because like if you're, well, I don't know, I guess.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Google's getting too greedy with PPC and demands and rates. So
yeah,
no, you're right. Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. You're coming from is like trying to be something that like people organically come from, rather than just doing straight PPC. But I guess if every time you spend $1 you get 2, like you could do that forever, right?
Oh, so. Yeah, I would take that in a heartbeat. And yeah, depending on what vertical you are in, keywords are getting super expensive as more and more people are learning how to do PPC.
Yeah, it works for some, no doubt. Yeah, I think that's a very good point.
Absolutely, and the clients that we recommend only do PPC are the ones we know that PPC only would work. But yeah, our company, like a business like ours, would not be very successful if we only ran PPC. It's a very targeted and expensive service. That's why I say if your budget affords it, or if you can afford it.
You guys are the champions. Thanks, man.
If you can afford it. AdWords is not cheap, so if you're a small local business, I would not recommend it. I would just follow my 5 simple tips for ranking naturally.
What's the difference between AdWords and Adwords Express?
AdWords, here, let me just start off with Adwords Express. Adwords Express.
And I'll write this question down so we can.
Yeah. Okay. Adwords Express, you are extremely limited in the functionality of it. Like the big ones I can think of, you can't choose hour per day that you're showing ads. So if you're spending half your budget in the hours, the wee hours of the morning, but no one converts, in regular AdWords you could say, hey, don't display during these hours. Versus AdWords Express, you're just going to keep paying during that time frame. And another one is targeting. You can't really do targeting in AdWords Express. So if you're a local business, not national, you don't want to show to people, if you're in Pittsburgh, you don't want to show up in San Francisco results or Washington results. So that's why I recommend AdWords, regular AdWords. There's no real difference other than you clicking which version you want to use. I always do AdWords because there's so many more things you can set and settings that you can change.
Oh, Black Polo, what do you do for work? I'd be interested to hear any day. All right, yeah, Black Polo. Oh, what did she say? She said something. Oh, Facebook ads over Google ads. Well, I think my name is this. Like the idea with Facebook ads is like you get in front of people like that are interested in something, like, because I definitely click on Facebook ads all the time, like at least the ones that are like geared towards what I like, or like a page, like a boosted page that I would like, or something like that.
Yeah,
but
the most, I have a little tip for Facebook ads. I've ran every way, shape, and form of Facebook ad. The best one that you can do for any business is going to be the carousel ad, where you have multiple pictures and then they literally have to scroll through it. There is so much more engagement and actual clicks and conversions through those ads than any other Facebook ads.
You make so much money with Facebook ads. That's interesting. So like taking Facebook ads and then driving it to your Shopify store, is that what you're talking about? And how do you make money off of that? Like I'd love to hear your input on that.
And I like Black Polo's approach. I just started doing Facebook ads about 2 months ago, and I love them. You can get so much more targeted. New man, sorry man, I'm Logan, by the way, those who haven't heard my name. I'm actually an account manager and strategist, so I perform the work that Netmark does, and yeah, I'm pretty much, I do PPC, social, I do if there's online marketing, I do it. So
that's what I did for orange soda.
Yeah, see, Amanda knows.
Go strategist.
Yes, we are the best.
That's awesome. Yeah, E Rosa. So I'm just gonna review these things because I imagine people that clicked on it would want to like
know the 5 tips.
Yeah, know the tips. Just because we have an eternally rotating cast. But definitely, like, this conversation that we're going, keep it going. Like, any comments you have about what's working with Google for you, like how you've tried to go up in the search rankings, and if you want to share this, we'd appreciate that, and I'm sure the people you share it with would too. 5 Facebook fan page, and I run PPE campaigns. Do you know Tyler Crone? I don't.
No, sir. E Rosa, I'm sorry.
So yeah, here's the 5 tips that we had. JK, I don't. Okay. Yeah, here's the 5 tips that we had to keep this conversation going. So number 1, verify your business with Google. Number 2, set up analytics. It's definitely worth it. Oh, that was not really nice.
That's mean.
Yeah. Number 3, find free directories online and add your business to it. Number 4, plan your pages around 1 to 2 keywords. And number 5, if your budget allows, do PPC.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be Google's PPC. Like Black is Black Piper?
Black Polo.
Black Polo, sorry. Like, she keeps bringing up Facebook, their paid advertising. It's been very successful for me because you can choose any if you are a certain vertical, you can choose to only show for people who like your types of products. And so you immediately start targeting a very specific audience. And if you're business to business, you can just do it by job role, so you can see CEOs or CMOs and only market to them for your business service, so you're not getting residential, run-of-the-mill employees that don't really care to see business to business ads.
Yeah, and I think one of these, or I just had a question I think would be a good one for us all to talk about. I'd love to get your feedback to everybody. How important do you think it is for a business to rank #1 on Google? Because I know like a lot of people like really want that, but how do you know if that's even important for you to rank #1? Because like we talked about, I mean, you could just have a Shopify store and do ads on Facebook, and you could probably be fairly successful. So, like, what type of businesses and stuff like that?
What type of businesses? It really depends. I couldn't give you a specific type. Probably doctors, dentists, lawyers. Those big money markets, you're going to want to be #1. You're going to want to be #1 in paid search too. But organically, really the goal is to be on first page, because a lot of the times when you're searching for a product or a service, you'll get your mix of reviews in, your blog articles, things like that, people that don't or stuff that people don't really care about, and that could be ranking higher than you, and that's fine. But when they actually go to try and buy the service, which is what you're looking for, you just need to be on that front page, because honestly, if you go to page 2 in Google, you're really struggling to find your answer. You just want to be on page 1 anywhere. I feel like if I go to page 2, I don't think I've been to page 3 in years.
Yeah. I want to take a brief poll. So if you've gone on to the second page of Google in the past month, put a #1, and if you haven't, put a #2. Like, yeah. So if you put those in the comments, like, so if you've been on to page 2 in the past month, put #1, and then put #2. I'm curious if anybody's. I can't even remember the last time I went on to page 2.
Right. See, there's 1 in our group.
Oh, so you've been on the second page? Okay.
Wait, I thought 1 was if you've been on the second page. 2 is if you haven't.
You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, rank actually.
No. Okay.
They're okay. So, basically, what I'm trying to get across is position 1, rank 1. This almighty, the gold that we had at the very beginning, the gold medal. It doesn't necessarily apply. You just want to be on page 1. That's the sweet spot for any business. Is just page 1. If you happen to climb all the way up to rank 1, fabulous. You're going to get a lot more clicks and a lot more engagement. But just being on page #1 in itself, you're going to see great results for your business.
So I imagine that would matter a lot, specifically for like brick and mortar local stores to be #1, because to be high in that ranking is because like if you type in auto mechanic Idaho Falls or whatever.
Here, I want to do a Google search. Let's do auto mechanic, because I'm going to show you guys something that I've recently incorporated to all my local customers. Let's do, auto mechanic?
Yeah.
Auto mechanic.
Lucas, what's up? Welcome on. So we're having a discussion about the importance of and like who's it's important to have to be #1 on Google and who it's not. But yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cover you up just because I'm showing my phone. I just want to show you guys a search results page. Search results page. It's gonna be backwards. I'm sorry, but see, we have here ads #1. But for local businesses, immediately after ads is this Google Maps. This is what you're going to try and optimize for if you're a local brick and mortar. Don't necessarily try and go for rank 1 for a keyword. You're going to want to try and optimize for your local Maps result. So get Google Maps on your website of your actual company. You have to verify it, which was my #1 tip, and then set up directories, because if you're a local business, local map results are being shown immediately after ads and before organic. So if you can become on that first 3, there's 3 results per page on maps. If you can become first 3 maps results, that is going to be the best for a local business. That's what I would try and gear your marketing model towards, or website model towards, I should say.
So how do you optimize for for maps? Is it just the verification process, or is there more stuff you do? Like, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, the more places you can get your business information, like address, phone number, hours, all the things pertinent to a local business, just being a local business itself, are going to help you. So that's why local directories, Yellow Pages, Yelp, City Search, Foursquare, any of these free ones that you can get on, please do. Because Google is just going to see more and more and more and more information about you being a local auto mechanic, and they're going to see, oh, this auto mechanic is everywhere in Idaho Falls. Let's show him #1. He must be popular.
Huh. Oh, okay. So what would you optimize for if you're a location independent business? So, like kind of like her Shopify e-commerce stores, stuff like that.
What would I? For an e-commerce store, I would strongly recommend shopping, like she brought up. You can do organic. Organic for e-commerce or online, marketplaces is extremely hard, just because you have so many pages with all sort, keywords in every way, shape, and form. With no, it's hard to focus in and have specific landing pages designed around keywords and in an e-store, but that's where I would recommend the paid shopping ads if you have a lot of visuals, and also do some research on your company to see what your competitors are doing. If they're doing shopping and they're the only one doing shopping, then you should hop in that, because then Google will start to show diversity, and you'll be half and half between the two of you. Or if they're doing paid ads, do paid ads as well, because if you're gonna have to see the competition, what they're doing, what's being successful for your type of business, and then just do it better than them, basically, is my recommendation.
That's very neat. So with the people we have on right now, would love to get any questions or comments that you have about ranking on Google, or any of like the different things that we've talked about thus far, like verifying your business, setting up AdWords, anything like that.
Right, I'm the strategist over here, so if you have any, it doesn't even have to be related to something we're talking about. If you have any online marketing questions, please shoot them my way while you guys have me here, because it's not too often we have an account manager and strategist on Periscope.
Yeah.
So I'd love to answer any questions you guys have.
I think silence on Periscope's funny.
Crickets. That's all I hear.
Yeah. So Google Shopping.
Yes.
With that, how long does it take to see results?
Depends on where you're at. If you're very low, if you're on page 3, page 4, something like that, you should start to see results if you follow, a keyword focus and a few of these things that we've been talking about in the first month or two. If you're on page 2 or bottom of page 1, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 months before you start climbing positions, just because there's so much work that has to be put into to get into that #1 spot. So depends. You're going to see a lot of beginner gains. I don't know if you guys are a lot of gym enthusiasts, but beginner gains are a real thing in online marketing as well. But yeah, you should start to see them definitely within 2 months, depending on how much work you're putting into it and what type of work you are putting into it as well.
Beginner gains. That's a good term.
Beginner gains. Have you heard of that term?
No, I haven't heard it before now. So, just like what?
Now
like,
you know what it is.
After you've been weightlifting for a few weeks, you kind of feel like you're getting stronger.
Yeah,
or something?
you get stronger a lot quicker in the beginning when you're working out, and it's the same for online marketing. As weird as that is to say.
That's interesting. So, and then like the real work is just like doing, like what would be like the rinse and repeat type of thing? Like what do you do like over and over again? Like the bread and butter of like getting your rankings.
Rinse and repeat things. Blogging, writing a blog at least once a week if you can, just to show Google that you're maintaining the website with these keywords like we keep talking about. Focus them around one keyword if you can. And then social posts, make sure you A, at least share your blog posts, and B, at least have 2 fillers in between blog posts, 2 filler social posts. Because, like someone pointed out earlier, social it is a metric that they weigh, so you do need to, you know, maintain a social engagement and just putting it out there. But blogging is great as well, especially you can have one blog. I've seen it. We had a client here recently who had a blog go viral worldwide, where it had you know, 500,000 shares on Facebook. Like, there's some crazy things that can happen from something that you think is very small. You know, simple blog posts can go all over the world in front of millions of eyes.
So as far as how Google thinks about social, like if you had like a social media account with like, I don't know, like 10,000 members on that, would that help your ranking, do you think, or is that factored into the...
Yeah, they don't go off of, like, let's say likes on Facebook or followers on Google+. They don't go by that metric. They go by engagement. So shares, post likes, because Google knows that people can just buy likes on Facebook. I mean, there's ads on Facebook for people paying to get more likes on Facebook. But if people are sharing your content, they weigh that a ton more than just likes or anything like that.
Hey Timmer, welcome on. Would love to hear any comments you have about ranking on Google, and would love to hear where you're from as well.
Right, that was an interesting last name, if that's the last name. I tried pronouncing it in my head and I couldn't, so.
Nora, welcome on. I don't want to ask any questions, just hi from Russia.
Well, hello from America, Violetta. From little old Idaho Falls, Idaho.
That's pretty interesting. So I mean, like, I know that Google like keeps their algorithm like locked in their little safe, but like, how do people determine like what factors work? Just like what's helping them boost up, or is there some things that Google gives it like hints, like, hey, if you do this, you'll probably...
Yeah, so it's a lot of A, B, and C testing is what it is. A couple years ago, we did a study where we do the same work repeatedly for this client, and then we do a different style of work, and we watch as their rankings go up, you know, at what factor or, you know, what percentage is weighed. You know, if I do only blog posts versus if I do only social media. If blog posts starts to rank you higher, naturally blog posts are going to be weighed more in the algorithm than the social media. The best one I've seen, if you guys go to moz.com/forecast, so that's M as in Mike, OZ.com/forecast, they actually have ranking factors there for you, where you can see, you know, blog posts are up here, you know, shares on Facebook are down here, so you can really focus in on what you think is going to be the best for your company. If you don't like blogging and like social media, do social media. I mean, as long as you're doing something with your business and trying to get the name out there, you're going to see results.
So that's what Moz does, isn't it? Like they test out like all the different things, the algorithm, and report and stuff like that.
Yeah, Moz is very well known in our industry for any and all really blogs that they do, because they're so pertinent. They do their information. They have a ton of clients that they can work with and test things out on. They'd often test out their own website, and I've seen them tank their own website just to see how quickly they can get it climbed back up. So
really?
Yes, yeah. They do a lot of testing in the SEO and Google search world for our benefit, so that we don't have to, you know, go out and do these big long tests and things like that.
They just get a whole bunch of Google what is that, penalties or whatever? Like, yeah,
yes.
Put a whole bunch of spammy links down there.
Yeah, they had Google actually reset their entire well, not reset it, but, you know, manually penalty it down and then remove them to see how they could naturally get up without any help from Google. And so they know a lot. If you need any tips, I highly recommend you go to their blog, moz.com/blog. I read it almost every day, anytime there's a new post, because there's so much good information that you can take and apply to your own website and your own business.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's about time for this Periscope, but
yeah.
But yeah, thank you everybody for coming on, and Logan, and it's been great to have you all on. This is Logan. I'm Bruce. We're from Netmark. We're a full-service digital marketing agency, and you can check us out at netmark.com/periscope, and there we kind of keep an a log of like the best scopes that we have and like kind of information. So we'll probably put up the Moz blog link up there just in case you forget it, and
Definitely.
then you can catch the show even after 24 hours. So anyway, thank you everybody.